Morning Joe with Mo. Thanks for joining us. We are here again in the EBCS break room, and we don't know what noises we might hear.
You might hear a phone ring.
Hopefully.
You might hear someone walk through. We're making the most of it, people.
That's right. Flexible times.
Yeah. So, Jo Beth, Mother's Day
Just
just happened this
Yeah.
weekend. What did you do? Did Reed and Matt treat you to anything special?
I kind of took the weekend off.
Oh, good for you.
It was great. We spent Saturday with family, celebrating birthday and Mother's Day. So on Sunday, I was like, you know what?
Mama's checking out.
That's right. I am not in charge today. Let me relax. And I enjoyed myself a lot.
Very nice.
What about you?
So this one was a lot more relaxing compared to last year because, as you know, this time last year, Mother's Day, I was actually admitted to the hospital with kidney stones and went into
And
labor.
you were 9 months pregnant?
I was just shy of 35 weeks pregnant, and then I went into labor early. Yes.
Oh.
So this year was a lot more relaxing. We went to brunch at Urban Table, and then we drove on over to Messina Hoff to go pick up our wine order for our wine club. And then we decided, hey, it is great weather. Let's have a Sunday and enjoy a nice glass of wine on the gazebo, and we fed the turtles.
So no arm twisting there.
Nope.
Like that's something both you and Kay were totally fine with. No?
Yeah.
And Trey is just
Trey and Kate split the Sunday. I drank the wine.
Okay. Well, as long as everyone's happy.
Everyone was happy. Everyone got what they wanted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of Mother's Day, when we talked about recording this episode, you were super excited.
Yeah.
To bust out a graphic tee with Mom on it.
Yes.
And so, I think you had plenty to choose from.
I'm a big fan of graphic tees, so there was a lot of options for me to choose from.
I didn't have any.
It's not your style.
No, but I'm kind of easing into it, dipping my toe
rubbing
in.
off on you.
Yeah, maybe I like it a little bit. So I had to custom order this one, but
You were so fancy.
that's bougie.
Yeah, you're bougie.
But luckily I have a good friend, Ginger.
It's good to know people.
She has an Etsy shop here in town, and she whipped this up for me real quick.
I love it. Sorry I'm late. Are you kidding?
There might be a big storm outside.
We told you things are gonna happen. So anyways,
Keeping it real.
we're gonna move forward. The show must go on.
That's right.
But yeah, sorry I'm late. I have a kid that is very fitting for you.
Yeah, super appropriate.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be wearing it quite a bit.
Okay, I love that. Actually, I'm gonna have to go somewhere.
Yeah, my husband, I'm always the last one in the car, and even then I have to go back in the house sometimes and get my stuff.
Yeah,
So,
the same way.
So we were going to talk about some other challenges.
Yes. So speaking of being a mom, we wanted to talk about work-life integration versus work-life balance. So
They're different.
they are. They're very different, and I think it should be talked about and addressed and explain the difference for maybe some that don't understand. We are moms. We've been working from home. You know, you and I are both sales managers. We both are sales managers. I've experienced BCS. We're both moms.
So we're similar.
We're very similar, but that's where our paths kind of stray. And Reed is, in elementary school.
Right.
They're not in school right now, so you're having to be a mom and a teacher.
Let's use teacher loosely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, it's so funny. I saw a meme on Instagram talking about that.
I bet you did.
Yeah. If you need a meme, call me.
Mortgage girl.
But it was, how we always joke in school, it's like, oh, when am I ever going to use this math? When am I ever going to need this in life? Well, it was a mom saying that. It was like, not once did a teacher say that I would have to use this in a world pandemic.
Right.
So
you don't need it, but your kids need
jokes on us, teachers.
It's kind of like the one I saw today that said, hey, mom to her kid, you have to go to school tomorrow. And the kid says, real school or like school with you? Because there's a difference for sure.
Yes. I'm so glad I don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Trey's back at daycare.
Trey's back at daycare. Yes. So that has been nice, and been able to, work a little bit more consistent without taking a lot of breaks and tending to him, because he's, turns 1 on Friday.
Yeah, he needs a lot of attention.
Yes.
Can't just
Yes, he's
plop him down
wanting
on
to
their
start
iPad
walking. Yeah, exactly.
all the time.
He can't just watch a movie.
No. Or get his own snacks.
Or get his own snacks. Yes.
Mom's
Yeah.
kind of really important there.
So that's one thing, just one of the struggles and, things that people are dealing with right now. We wanted to kind of touch on some things that we've seen that we think you could benefit from learning and hearing a suggestion on how to tackle that.
Right.
And so what are some of the kind of other things?
Other challenges
that maybe you're struggling with too, that you think other people could, whether it's staying motivated, or do you find yourself having to struggle to stay motivated?
Well, a lot of that I think stems from not having communication, not being in the office and being around your peers. I know a lot of ideas kind of flow because we're in a very open office.
We have a very open concept office.
Right. So we don't have our kind of like in cubicles, really nice cubicles, but so there's lots of time for discussion and for, walking down the hall and asking a peer if you need help with a project.
Right.
And so when
a soundboard.
When you're doing that from home, it's just less readily available. And if you don't know who else is working on something similar or who has a mountain of work to get done this week, and you ask them, maybe they don't tell you, hey, I'm kind of busy right now. Because we all kind of feel like we need to stretch and do more and be helpful.
Absolutely.
So I think that is going to be great when we start getting back in the office.
And one thing that's really helped me during this time, and like I mentioned, having a soundboard, is calling my work wife.
Yeah, that's me.
I call her constantly. And just to, like I said, just to throw out ideas and get her opinion on something, talk about, this and that, the craziest things, ideas. Hey, do you think this would work? So just having that person. So find your person that you can talk to.
Yeah, we highly suggest that.
Yeah.
And I love that we use Google Docs now to share ideas because it's real time. You can send 100 emails to get one answer from something, but if you're going back and forth on a Google Doc, that helps us when we're,
planning these episodes.
Right. Yeah. When we're doing this, when we're writing a blog post, any of those things that we have found ourselves doing since this started.
Yes. Yeah. Another thing that I've really incorporated in my routine that I didn't necessarily do before all of this happened was taking the time to get outside and work out or go on a walk. So when Trey was at home, I would take him for a walk, and I made it a goal to try to get, anywhere from 1.5 to 3 miles in a day. And I would jog with him sometimes, and I would have an audible book going, and or listening or a webinar or fun music, just to kind of help unplug and get myself away from work so I didn't get burned out.
Right. Yeah, you need that time away to kind of come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
It really helps. So I'm glad we can do that.
And we saw another thing too, where it talked about setting up a workspace that's designated for work, but then also you can remove yourself from at the end of the day. I know you said you had set up your guest room. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I do. And so when it's time to go to work, I open the blinds and get ready for the day. That's right. Stare out my window and listen for the woodpecker. And then when my day is over, those blinds are shut. I leave the room, close the door behind me, and then it's time to be mom.
Yeah. Another thing too was keeping a routine. So like we said, you open your mind to do all of that. I know you usually listen to Bobby Bones in the morning. So that was one thing that they talked about, is keeping a routine, so that way you have that memory and you have that opportunity to turn your work brain off.
Right.
So in the afternoon, you don't usually get that, your commute is where you get to turn off. Another funny thing I saw on the internet was someone acting like a New Yorker riding home on the subway. So they're like in the shower, holding on to the shower curtain with their AirPods in, and just like acting like they're on their commute. And it's funny and we joke, but it's true. Like you really have to have that time to decompress and let the day end and move on to the next day, because it's not fair to anyone to just keep going and not be able to provide your best self.
Yep. I just read an article today about you should take your vacation days.
You're right.
It's tough because you don't know what you're
Yeah.
going to do with them.
Mhm.
So, but perhaps think about shutting down for a day when
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah.
and really embracing
Embrace this,
what else.
embrace
is
this
out there.
chaos.
Yeah, exactly. So focus on yourself.
Yes.
You know, mental health, and
It's important. Yeah.
take care of you.
Yeah.
So that's how you could be a better employee.
Take care of you so you can take care of your family,
Mhm.
of your, your work. Give the best to your colleagues and your peers and your network.
That's right.
Yeah.
So with these challenges, we've kind of adapted
Mhm.
some of the things that we are doing in sales. Like we keep talking
This.
about, this is a new project for us.
Finding
but-
things that can complement the already existing sales and marketing plan that we've
Right.
spent so much time coming up with.
all that
recently.
virtual is out there, so utilize it in the best way possible to enhance your
Exactly.
efforts, right?
Yep.
Speaking of doing something new, last week you had a sales call, didn't you?
I had a site
You had
visit. Yes, I was so excited to know that. I mean, I think everyone knows, you have people that are working. Planners are still planning. Planners are trying to get things done. And I was so excited for my client to say, I want to come to a site visit. I want to see this. I want to get contracts signed. So she came and, we had protocols in place. We wore our masks. We wore our gloves. We kept our distance. We booked separate rooms. Trevor and everyone at the Hilton was fabulous. Really made sure they were comfortable in their accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
Had breakfast there, and then we went over to Embassy Suites with Callie and Shaylin, had a wonderful lunch. They were thrilled, and they were excited to learn more about what EVCS can offer. And we actually, in talking and what services we can do to help elevate the attendees' experience, we actually came out with 2 more dates.
Wow.
That they're going to book and talk about doing an offsite activity at Messina Hoff. And they want to drive attendance. So they want to almost, go from 50 to 100 people. And that's been on their goals, and we're going to help make that possible for them.
Well, and that shared experience you had with that planner is unlike anything
Yeah,
else.
they actually invited me to talk to their board because of how helpful we were in just this initial stage of the planning process.
That's gotta feel good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you can help them.
Yes.
With events aren't happening, you kind of feel like you're not.
Right. And it was just really rewarding to see them so appreciative.
Yeah.
So that's my love language, and making people feel good. It's my servant's heart. So
Totally get that. That's why we do what we do.
Exactly.
So later this summer, we're hoping to have our back cruise client event in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We had it last year for the first time. We actually had a couple hiccups before we had that one. We had scheduled it on some bad weather days, you could say.
Kind of like what's going on right now.
Yeah. It was the time when the lake got flooded.
Oh,
and couldn't even drink the
yes.
water.
I was actually in Austin for luxury meeting summits then, and the hotels were having to adapt and provide bottled waters, and you
brush your teeth
teeth with just the faucet water. Yeah,
it was a time not unlike what we're going through
right
now. So we're really good at picking dates, I think.
Yeah.
But the show will go on. As of now, we're really excited about what we can do to help everybody feel safe, because we want.
And you've been talking with the back cruise company too on what they can do too.
Right. So things like maybe getting us a bigger boat so that we can spread out a little bit more, or not doing buffet style food.
Right.
Just
Boxed lunches.
Everybody gets their own
bottled beverages.
Right. Yeah. So definitely taking that into consideration, but really hoping that by July we can host an event and get out there and get to see people.
That's what we want to do. We want to get out there. We want to mix and mingle and do everything.
Right. Yeah. We're not so much fun being stuck at home.
Don't keep us locked up.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I really had to talk about today. We want to make this short and sweet. We know y'all got things to do. So check in on your people, check in on your network, on friends, family. You know, they might be struggling with some of these challenges as well. So maybe you picked up something from this and from us, and you can help offer them suggestions and solutions to make their day better.
Yeah, at the very least, give them a call, share a cup of coffee or a cocktail,
Whichever.
and enjoy yourself. So, until next time,
Bye.
bye.